see it? Knock, knock, Martina. All right, let's get my fates unfreed. Damn it, Martina. Dead. I had hoped. Why must the most brilliant among us fall to Curiosity's blade? Take a look around, if you don't mind. I need a moment. No idea what that concoction is. Curious. Martina was a zealous note-taker. That may be helpful to our inquiry. Perhaps you, might find something on her remains. Come. Let's talk. I wish I could say this was the first time I found an old friend dead, but I cannot. From the spell lattice surrounding them, I believe Martina's research may have followed a similar path to my own. Let's take a look at that journal. Martina says here she could somehow scry for the fates frayed from her timeline. Fascinating. She experimented with several different methods, including using her own blood. It's messy, dangerous, but perhaps effective. Yes, I believe so. I have some thoughts that need to germinate, and I'd like to dispel this ward. Take care of Martina. Let's retire to my rooms at Cypher's Midden, near the Way Shrine. I'll see you there, my canny colleague. I'll see you back at Cypher's Midden, my perspicacious collaborator. Just need to see to Martina, here. Research, of course. Always research. Just like in the old days. Martina and I were excellent collaborators. I was the gab, the talker, the trader. But Martina was the silent strength. Astute observations after lengthy contemplation. I'm an arse. It seems wrong to coat the truth in moon sugar standing over Martina's final work. I can be challenging to know, and worse to work with. Martina put up with me for the better part of 5 years. Longer than anyone else. I'm not quite sure. I think perhaps she was trying to manipulate fate itself. But I'd have to examine Martina's notes to fully understand what happened here. Martina was as nimble-witted as anyone I've ever met, and stubborn as the abyssal sea. Now, if she thought they could twist fate itself, nothing would slow them down. Changing the fate lines is something not even Hermaeus Mora himself can do. I hope I can honor Martina's memory somehow. I'll see you back at Cypher's Midden. Welcome. I've just been preparing. Pardon the simplicity of my setup here. Martina's research lives on. I believe with further development I can adapt her methods and modify the Fate Weaver key itself. But let's crawl before we walk. First, we confirm if scrying for frayed fates is even possible. It's time to put my failure behind me. So far, the fates have come to me. With Martina's research, we can scry for one, find it, and shut it down. What do you think of that? This is why you make a good collaborator. Your focus. I place in your hands the Fate Weaver key. Still flawed, unfortunately, but newly modified thanks to Martina's notes. Follow along with me, and we'll seek out a frayed fate. Observe this thaumaturgical quadrant. Gripping the key, activate each of the beacons. Shipwreck? Wait, that must be Fathom's drift. Superlative! The drift is in the far north of the region. I'll meet you there. That was rough, unrefined. I can do better. But we've got our first success, and a location. Fathom's drift. We shall stitch together the unraveled threads of my fate. Mistakes made in forging the Fate Weaver key will recede into the past. Together, we will reap the rewards of knowledge, insight, and scholarship, just as Martina would have wanted. It's a sinkhole in reality, a graveyard for ships from across the realms. Hermaeus Mora is the Tide King after all. In his role as Master of the Seas and one whose tentacles rise from the deep, he claims sunken vessels to add to his trove. Truly, I have no Orbiso idea why a path unwalked would lead me there. But Martina was shrewd, clever, and other complimentary words. We can trust their work.
thirsty.
Ah, there you are. Come, let's talk. I'm ecstatic. Ebullient, even. Incredible. Somehow, my experiment seems to have created a new, previously unseen mystic phenomenon. One frayed fate consumed the other by means and for reasons unknown. I'd be even happier if it didn't want me dead. Ah! Yes! I mean, would I prefer this adversary enjoy a strenuous argument over a pot of tea? Without a doubt. But you have to understand, I believe the Fate Weaver experiment was an abject failure. Indubitably. And mark me well, this discovery would not have been possible without your insights and abettance. We make a superlative research duo, you and I. I haven't had a competent cohort in some time. I must. My fate is still frayed after all. It must be restored and this dark being dealt with. But now, a question for you. Would you be willing, if you have the time and inclination, to continue our collaboration? Together, my new cohort, we began the work of understanding the nature of fate. We put an old friend to rest. And someday soon, we'll repair the key. But for now, accept my promised coin with enthusiastic thanks. Onward and upward! Together, cohort, we will accomplish stupendous things, remarkable things, for research!